Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Yeah, man, this weekend of playoffs has been absolutely off the chain, and a lot of these first round series have been absolutely entertaining to say the least. And I've been on the edge of my seat, the last couple of days. And before I get into the some of my stuff about the Lakers and the Timberwolves in Game 4, I want to give some prayers to Damian Lillard. I saw what happened to him, man, and it doesn't look promising. And I hope it's not a torn Achilles, but it doesn't look promising. So prayers to him, man, and I hope that it doesn't turn out to be too bad. But I'm very, very concerned. Now, I'm gonna say my thoughts on the Pacers and the Bucks in a later video. But I wanted to talk about how JJ Redick really screwed the pooch on this game. Now, before I really get into my initial thoughts, I want to make this very clear to all of the ballparks in the back that's going to sit here and say, oh, JJ Redick's not a good coach, man. Darvin Ham was a way better coach, man. Don't want to hear it, bro. We're talking about the totality of the game, not the entire season. And I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it to all of the dudes in the back. JJ Redick is a better coach than Darvin Ham, and the results of the entire season show it. All right? I don't want to hear that nonsense. But in this particular game, JJ Redick really screwed the pooch on this one. You want to know why? Because he overplayed his starters for the majority of the second half. I think that when I was looking at the box score of the game, LeBron played 46 of the 48 minutes. Luka played 44 minutes. And I know that Rui Hachimura also played 44 of the 46 minutes of the game. And the other starters also played 40 to 43 minutes. He went the majority of the time in the second half with his starters. And when they were up by as many as 10, they started to methodically get tired and exhausted. And I thought to myself, like, man, JJ Redick is taking a huge risk right now of basically playing the majority of the time with his starters and not even going to his bench. And, Austin Reeves was missing shots. You know what I'm saying? Luka, basically was getting gassed and exhausted. LeBron was showing his age at 40 plus. You know what I'm saying? It was really methodically a war down of their own doing. Then they started turning the ball over in key moments, right? Their shots started to fall flat. Even when they were up by as many as 10, their shots started becoming more flat. And the Timberwolves had more, bounce to their step. They were much more quicker. They were much more active. And Ant-Man does what Ant-Man does and really just took over the ball game. But you got to give huge credit to Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, Naz Reid, and Jaden McDaniels. Those guys have outplayed the majority of the Lakers role players in this series. In particular, in terms of this, they've done a great job of basically outscoring the Lakers role players. They've done a better job of basically playing more of team-oriented basketball and making the Lakers play one-on-one type ball. Now, there are some moments where the Lakers did a good job of moving the basketball and getting open shots. But unfortunately, Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and then you can say Dorian Finney-Smith, they haven't hit their open shots when it's been presented to them. And when that happens, you're basically putting LeBron James and Luka Doncic in a serious bind where they're going to have to try to score at least 30 plus each for both of them. And without the custom-made 8 to 10 assists that they normally would get, it puts them in a bind where they're going to have to score the majority of the points. And really, as I was watching the game, they started getting exhausted. Now, I will tell you that Luka did trip, but it wasn't a clear, definitive trip. So to me, I would not call that a foul, but hey, that's just my opinion. But they were making bad mistakes down the stretch. The turnover after they called a timeout after Luka hit the deck, and then they turned the ball over was really a bad one there. And then LeBron, hacking Ant-Man, basically in the late stages of the game that led to Ant-Man at the free throw line. I mean, they were just big mistakes that you can't afford to make, especially come playoff time. So it's now put the Lakers in a bigger bind right now. They're down 3-1. And more importantly, LeBron James didn't score a point in the fourth quarter because he was completely gassed. He showed his age in that fourth quarter because he was basically overextending himself playing those 46 minutes. So, you know what, man? I don't care how well in shape you are. I don't care, if you're the most well-fit type of athlete you can be imaginable. You're only human. And playing all those minutes for the majority of the starters wore them down. And this is where JJ Redick deserves some blame for that one. he deserves the blame for it because he overexpended his starters, and it showed. They had no legs worth mentioning. They were slow on each rotation. They did not aggressively get rebounds, and they were turning the ball over. So when you combine all those things, that's what you're going to get. So now they're down 3-1. I do think that the Lakers might bounce back and get a victory in Game 5 to make sure that their season doesn't end in LA. But it could happen. But then the Lakers are going to have that chance to try to do it again in Target Center for Game 6 on that. I think it was going to be on that Friday or Saturday or something. The first round schedule is very wacky. So, but yeah, they're going to have to figure something out to try to get themselves back into the series. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult, considering the fact that the Timberwolves right now, they have confidence and they have belief that they can basically win the series. I personally, I said in my previous prediction that I had the Lakers in 6 because I thought that the Lakers' intelligence on their offense and their ability to move the ball effectively and their perimeter shooting was going to overpower some of the things that the Wolves don't like to do. But I turned out to be wrong, and I'm glad I'm wrong. So, hey, it is what it is, man. But at the end of the day, bro, this is going to have to address a couple of things with the Lakers. The fact that they don't have, other 6 men to try to throw at them, right? And they need another athletic type center to really counter what counter what other teams like to do. So there's going to be some things that the Lakers are going to have to improve during the offseason, man. So we'll see what happens. But right now, the Lakers are facing elimination, and you know what? It could end Wednesday night or it could end Friday night, but the Wolves better take advantage of this opportunity. And let me say this before I go. I've seen this Wolves team give away cushions before. Remember, this is the same team a year ago, minus Cat, all right? With Cat, I should say. They were up 2-0 with 2 road victories against the Denver Nuggets. And then the Nuggets came back and won the next 2 in Minneapolis. And then basically it was back and forth until the Timberwolves had the amazing comeback to defeat the Denver Nuggets. So it's not like these 2 Wolves are going to, stay firm to their lead. They have, shown their weaknesses even through prosperity. So if you're a Lakers fan, you have to hope that Timberwolves team that is known to, take things for granted at times, you better hope that team shows up in Games 5 and 6 and send it back to a Game 7. And if that happens, I like the Lakers' chances. But right now, they're going to have to focus on Wednesday night to try to keep their season alive. Because if it don't, there's going to be a lot of things that the Lakers are going to have to answer during the offseason. So, and we won't know if this is the last time we're going to see LeBron James on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. The Lakers they're back against the wall now. We're going to see what happens. So, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. With that, I'm out. Peace.